Before watching the video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel by clicking the subscribe button below and clicking the bell icon to be notified whenever we publish a new video. We can find it in almost every house. After all, who doesn't have baking powder at home to make a cake? It can be orange, chocolate, banana, or any other flavor. The fact is that a nice cake needs a good baking powder to get all soft and fluffy, right? The problem is that many people still store their baking powder in the fridge after using it. So, in today's video, you will learn why you shouldn't leave your baking powder in the fridge. Do you know what baking powder is made of? The chemical one is usually made of an acid, a base, and a complement, like baking soda and cornstarch. While making the batter, the baking powder causes carbon gas or carbon dioxide bubbles that make the batter grow and make the cake soft and fluffy. This process happens when we gently mix the batter with our hands due to the humidity of the other ingredients and also in the oven. But what many people don't know is that you shouldn't store your baking powder in the fridge. So if you use this ingredient in your kitchen, know that some care is needed to keep it good when storing it. Want to learn more? When we add the baking powder to the other ingredients, it starts acting right away, making the batter rise. That's why it is always the last ingredient added to any recipe, and it should be done gently, to avoid the batter getting hard and ruining the cake. But when we put the baking powder in the fridge, we make it get cold. Then, when it gets added to a batter at room temperature, and then with the heat on the oven, the ingredient goes through a temperature oscillation that hinders its efficacy, and it causes the cake to not rise as it should. So, the ideal would be to store baking powder in your pantry and keep it always at room temperature. It will ensure that it works as it should when added to the batter, and once it goes into the oven. Before you start making a cake, test your baking powder. Put some water in a glass and pour a spoonful of baking powder in it. If it bubbles, your baking powder is good to be used, and you just need to think about the other ingredients. But if nothing happens, it is better to add baking powder to your shopping list. Now tell us, did you know this was the reason that your cakes never rose? If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. For more recipes and tips, subscribe to the channel.